to focus today's episode on the Samsung Galaxy S22 lineup. Starting with the S22 and S22 Plus, we can see that their camera upgrades are going to be huge improvements, and they're going to be taking bigger steps and boundaries towards the Google Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. And the Ultra, as we've already discussed, and we got more details, it is officially dubbed the Note successor. Also on today's episode, a year ago I did a video on a pair of headphones talking about the AKG N400s, a pair of true wireless earbuds from one of Samsung's co-companies that they own under the Harman library, one of the better audio brands. They have finally released their pair of true wireless earbuds, but I'm going to tell you why it's a little too late. All that on today's episode, so stay tuned. So story number one, the main story, the Samsung Galaxy S22 lineup. Now, as you know, I've been extensively covering this phone. I've been talking all about the Ultra, the Plus, and the standard version. So we're gonna go in a nice sequence of order to get to that lineup. Today's gonna be a very short episode, but straight to the point, so that's why it's not gonna be as long, because we're only focusing really on one topic here. But taking a look at the S22 lineup, we can see that one of the biggest areas that Samsung is going to tackle is the camera technology. Now, as you know, the Google Pixel 6 and 6 Pro are out on the market, the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and well, that's really about it. There's not much out there left anymore. Maybe if you want to throw Sony in there, because they do have a good lens setup. But all of the competing markets have really good camera setups, and Samsung seems to be targeting the Pixel 6 Pro for a particular reason. Taking a look at the breakdown of their new camera system for the S22 and 22 Plus, we can see that both cameras are going to retain this traditional triple camera setup. Now, one of the things we know about this triple camera setup is that we do know that they will be expanding upon what they've already improved on with the S21 and S21 Plus. Both of them will have the same camera specs, so neither one's going to be as good as the other one. If you get the S22 and you get the S22 Plus, they're going to have the same camera technology. That's one thing that I will give a lot of credit to phone manufacturers for doing. Instead of having to buy the Ultra or buy the Plus version if you don't like the S version, I like that you're able to still get the same camera specs just on two different sizes, leaving the more premium features for the Ultra. But taking a look at the camera specs, we could see that both of them will retain a telephoto wide and ultra wide lens. Both of them will retain a 12 megapixel ultra wide and 12 megapixel wide lens. The telephoto itself is going to be a 64 megapixel and will also include a upgraded 64 megapixel detection frame. Now, basically it's very similar to last year's model, but what they're tackling is the variable aperture. The S22 and S22 Plus are going to have 10 times perspective and 10 megapixels 3-time telephoto module in the front. We also can see that the variable aperture is going to be set around 2.2 for the main sensor. Taking a look at the front of the phone, the S22 and S22 Plus will both contain from what the reports are saying, at least based on, what the front camera is saying, both of them will retain a 24 megapixel. Now that one, I'm gonna have to reserve my thoughts on that, because I do believe the S21 and S22 Plus have a better lens than that, so I don't know if they're gonna do that. But the main area of focus on this story is the rear. We're not looking at the front of the phone, we're looking at the rear of the phone. And the rear is basically just going to expand, but the main competition is in that variable aperture and also the module detection of the lens, because they're seeming to want to target what the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro are able to produce, with both software and hardware engineering coming hand in hand. And one of the big things with the Pixel 6 Pro is the Tenure chip. The Tenure chip is able to do image processing a lot better. So we'll see how Samsung tackles this, but we also know that both of the S22 and S22 Plus are going to be 6-inch phones, whereas the S22 will be a solid 6-inch and the S22 Plus is 6.5 inches. I gotta say, I kind of miss the days of when there was a 5.8-inch phone, but I guess those days are long gone. Yeah, but closing off the rumors, the S22 and S22 Plus will be similarly spec'd in terms of internals as the Ultra, with very few differences there, and most of them are big differences. I should really adjust that. And the S22 and S22 Plus are expected to release, of course, alongside the Ultra. So now that we've talked about those two, let's now shift over to the Ultra. Now, I've already talked all about the Ultra's camera technology. They're going to still continue the 108 megapixel sensor. It's going to have basically maybe like a 5 lens setup, which is kind of crazy. although I wouldn't argue that 5 lenses is that insane anymore if we look at society. But one of the bigger things that we know about the S22 Ultra is that it is basically the Note successor. As we now have seen from several images from case manufacturers that have dummy models, we are now seeing that the Ultra has the S Pen built in, has the Note design in terms of the rectangular-like symmetric, and also it has Note features. Things that the Note did before, with not only the gyroscope in the pen, but the camera technology working hand in hand, also a new heat layer sink in the bottom of the phone inside the battery. So all this come together. We can now officially say that the S22 Ultra is the Note reincarnated. And I have been saying this for a long time, and I'm really glad that Samsung has finally done it. They finally have combined the Note and the Ultra to make the lineup more easier. You have the S22, the S22 Plus, your S series with the Ultra, so that's your S series, then you have foldables. So now you have 2 separate different models, and each of them will be able to toggle exactly what you're looking for. If you want multi-end production with high value, you go the foldable way. If you want just a simple phone but with some beast specs, you go the Ultra or the Plus or the standard S22. And also looking further with the S22 Ultra, we can also see that the camera specs are going to be even maxed out even more. Now, of course, I already covered this, so I'll leave a link at the end of the video if you want to listen more about my camera specs on that phone. But taking the rumors all together, giving everything that we know, we can definitely say that the S22 lineup is going to be going after the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. They're not really worried about the iPhone, and they're not really worried about what other manufacturers are doing. It seems that Samsung is trying to tackle the Pixel 6 Pro. So we're gonna wait and see how this plays out, but I'm very excited for this new lineup, and I hope you guys are too. So let me hear your thoughts down below if you agree or if you disagree. And last story, the final story, let's talk AKG. Now, a year ago on my channel, when I was still obviously learning my ways with green screen and basically still coming into my own, if you guys don't remember, I did a video talking about the AKG N400 NC. Basically, they're a pair of truly wireless earbuds made from AKG, and were basically to help compete in the market. The thing is, these headphones came out a year ago alongside the Galaxy Bud Plus, but since then a lot has changed and these headphones never made it to the States. Well, I'm here to tell you that if you didn't know, AKG has finally launched these headphones in America. According to their website, you can now purchase the N400s at $69.99, which is a rumored cyber deal. They're saying that deal may go away, so if you want to check them out, link in the description. But basically, all I gotta say about this is that I am reviewing them. I am going to pick these up and give a full review, because these are headphones that I myself have personally been dying to review for about a year. But I think that it might be a little too late because of the timing, because of how advanced the Galaxy Bud lineup has gone. But also, we don't know exactly where these earbuds are going to stand, because at the end of the day, there's so many earbuds out there, and I've already given my favorite headphone of all time to the Liberty 3 Pros. It's really hard for these things to stand out, even if AKG is a quality control company. It's going to be a very big uphill battle, but I'm very excited to check them out. I just wanted to give that quick update because, you know, a year ago I was talking all about it. So now you know, N400s are here. If you love AKG, you love their sound, you love the company, the legacy audio, look no further, go that route. And that's it for today's episode of Technoid. Now guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, you can hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my videos as well. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Take care, stay safe, have a good day, and peace!